You've practiced countless coding problems. You've done mock whiteboard sessions. But here's the twist. In most tech interviews, the decision isn't made because of your coding skills alone. The real make or break moment? Right finger your behavioral interview. I've seen brilliant engineers fail their dream jobs, not because they couldn't solve a graph problem, but because they couldn't explain a time they resolved a conflict at work. If that sounds familiar, stick around. In this video, we'll break down exactly how to master behavioral questions, so you can walk into your next interview with stories that inspire confidence and get you hired. The STAR framework is your best friend in behavioral interviews. Here's what STAR stands for. Situation. Give context, where you were, what the challenge was. Task. Describe what you needed to do or the problem you needed to solve. Action. Share the exact steps you took, not what we did, but what you did. Result. Explain the outcome, ideally with measurable impact. This simple structure keeps you from rambling and helps interviewers remember your story. Now let's walk through top common behavioral questions you'll almost always face, and how to answer them using STAR framework. Tell me about a time you failed? Quote, the purpose of this question is to test humility, accountability, and learning mindset. In my previous project, I underestimated the time needed for a new API integration and it caused a delay in delivery. As soon as I realized, I informed the team and worked late hours to complete testing. Afterward, I proposed adding a risk assessment step before every sprint. That small change reduced unexpected delays by 40% in future releases. That experience taught me that clear time estimation and early communication are key. The key in the answer is don't avoid the failure, highlight what you learned and how you improved. Describe a conflict with a teammate and how you resolved it. The purpose of this question is to test communication and emotional intelligence. A teammate and I disagreed on whether to refactor a legacy module before adding new features. I initiated a short meeting, where we reviewed the pros and cons objectively. We agreed to refactor only the core parts affecting performance, then schedule full refactoring later. That compromise kept us on deadline and improved app stability by 15%. The key in this answer is show maturity, teamwork, and the ability to find win-win solutions. Tell me about a time you took ownership of a project. The purpose of this question is checking for showing leadership and initiative. When our team lead was on leave, a back-end deployment issue caused downtime. I took the initiative to lead the debugging effort, coordinated with DevOps, and communicated status updates to the product team. We restored service in under 2 hours and implemented an alert system afterward. That experience made me realize that leadership is about responsibility, not title. The key in this answer is demonstrating proactive leadership and accountability. Give an example of when you had to learn something quickly. The purpose of this question is to test adaptability and problem-solving under pressure. Our client suddenly requested a new feature using Firebase Cloud Messaging, something I hadn't used before. I stayed late that night, studied the documentation, tested sample code, and successfully implemented it by morning. The client was impressed with the quick turnaround. I now allocate weekly learning time to stay updated before surprises happen. The key in this answer is to show curiosity and fast learning under deadlines. Tell me about a time you improved a process. The purpose of this question is to evaluate problem-solving and continuous improvement mindset. Our QA testing was manual and took days. I introduced automated test scripts using Espresso and trained 2 teammates to use them. It reduced regression testing from 3 days to 6 hours. That change freed us to focus more on UI improvements, and the whole team appreciated the speed. The key in this answer is quantifying your impact and show initiative. Describe a situation where you disagreed with your manager. The purpose of this question is to test professionalism and confidence. My manager wanted to skip user testing to meet a tight launch date. I respectfully shared data from past launches showing how skipping testing led to higher bug counts. He agreed to a shorter testing cycle instead of removing it completely. The app launched smoothly with 0 major bugs. I learned that respectful data-driven communication builds trust. The key in this answer is that it's okay to disagree, just do it with respect and logic. Tell me about your biggest achievement. The purpose of this question reveals what you value and your definition of success. I led a mini side project to create an internal bug tracking dashboard. It saved 4 hours weekly for each developer and improved transparency for product managers. What I'm proudest of is that it started as my idea to make life easier for the team, and it became a core tool in our process. The key in this answer is to make your achievements sound impactful and team-oriented, not just personal glory. How do you handle stress or pressure? The purpose of this question is to test composure and self-management. I handle pressure by breaking large problems into smaller, manageable parts and prioritizing them. During a product launch, we had back-to-back hotfixes. I focused on one issue at a time and kept communication clear. The calm approach helped the whole team stay focused, and we delivered without burnout. The key in this answer is to show calmness, structure, and teamwork under pressure. Tell me about a time you worked with a difficult stakeholder. The purpose of this question is to test persuasion, patience, and communication skills. A product owner kept changing requirements mid-sprint. Instead of getting frustrated, I set up a clear requirement freeze policy and weekly review calls. This gave them space to plan changes ahead, and sprint interruptions dropped by 80%. Sometimes process clarity solves people problems. The key in this answer is to show problem solving through communication, not confrontation. Why should we hire you? The purpose of this question is to test self-awareness and value alignment. I bring 5 years of Android development experience, but more importantly, I bring ownership and curiosity. I've always looked for ways to make systems faster and teams more productive, not just write code. I'm confident I can contribute both technically and collaboratively to help the team achieve its goals. The key in this answer is to summarize your skills, mindset, and cultural fit in one confident statement. Now you know exactly how to answer behavioral interview questions using the STAR framework, by clearly explaining the situation, describing your task, sharing your actions, and ending with your results. Remember, interviewers aren't just checking your skills, they're looking for how you think, how you handle challenges, and how you get results. So, take time to reflect on your real experiences, turn them into STAR stories, and walk into your next interview with confidence. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who's preparing for interviews too. Thank you so much for watching.